The results-driven Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce invites you to connect your business with 1,000 other companies just like yours, including education and workforce development, healthcare, professional services, manufacturing, retail, nonprofit, trades and vocations, hospitality, among many others, and benefit with chamber programs and services such as government affairs, energy and economic development, small business assistance, networking opportunities, women in business programs, young people in business programs, and more. We invite your business to become a starring member of the Merrimack Valley Chamber today and see what a difference this chamber will make for you. Join your community's most trusted, effective, and relevant business network connection today. The Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Merrimack Valley Chamber Means Business program. I'm your host, Mike Bevilacqua, the Vice President of the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here with a special guest today, Andy Furman, from Benefit Advisors Group. So welcome, Andy.
Oh, Mike, thanks for having me. It's always great to be back and talking to the community.
Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate all you do for the Merrimack Valley Chamber. You're a long-term member of the Chamber, and you help a lot of our members out, a lot of the businesses out with health insurance. So we're going to get into that right now for people that may be looking for health insurance today. So first off, tell us a little bit about Benefit Advisors Group.
Yeah, Mike, we help individuals and families, sole proprietors, and small business. You know, we say it's the intersection of your health and your financial wellness. You know, a lot of people have questions about, you know, their coverage, the cost, the benefits, and taking a look at it and understanding how your health coverage can impact your financial wellness both today and tomorrow if something should happen is really important.
You know, Andy, it is important, and I think a lot of people don't worry about it till it's too late. You don't want to have that, you don't have to happen to you. One of the great things about working with you is we hear from members, they say, you know, how can we find out more about, you know, the chamber health insurance, the different health insurance options, and we're able to pass them on to you. And the thing we always hear from our members is how easy it is. I know health insurance is something that's not we don't all want to talk about. It's not the most fun thing in the world to talk about, but you want someone who understands it. You want someone who's going to explain it to them in the terms they understand. And you make it easy for our members about health insurance for them, for their business, for their employees. So tell us about that one, you know, what the process is when we pass someone over to you or if someone at home is interested about learning more.
Yeah, you know, there's so much information out there, and I think, Mike, what makes it difficult for folks is the amount of information, and a lot of times you just don't know what questions to ask. Yep. So we sit down with a business owner or with an individual, understand what are their needs, what are their concerns. You know, for a small business, what's your culture? You know, what's your cost going to be, but also, what is the cost if you don't offer any benefits? What is the culture you're trying to build? And most business owners, you know, want to treat their employees like family, and they want them to be covered and have good protection should something happen. So we sit down and we understand, what does the employee group look like? You know, we'll take it as far as looking at each employee's doctors to make sure they're in network. Wow. So kind of a white glove service for the small business owner who, you know, is wearing multiple hats and doesn't necessarily have the time to really understand what the components of going into building a health plan look like. So we take that on off their table, off their plate, and help them do that for them.
No, I think those are great points you brought up because, you know, the Merrimack Valley Chamber, we work with many small business owners in the Merrimack Valley, and the one thing we always see is how hard they work, how much effort they put in, and a lot of them are now working 7 days a week in some instances. They don't have time to really, you don't have time to go research what health insurance is, the different options available, and even if you do, it's a little confusing at times, and that's why you're there, to make it easy for them, to explain it to them, to tell them about the different benefits. And the other great point you brought up is the employees. And you know, it's so hard to get employees these days. A good option for them is having great health insurance as an employee benefit, and you're able to explain that to them also, which is a great benefit also.
Yeah, we're working with not just established businesses, but businesses that are just opening, to help them understand and help them include the cost of care and coverage as part of their business plan. And what it comes down to is employers don't understand all the different things that go into making the cost of coverage. So you could look at one plan that has identical benefits, look at another plan from a different insurance company, exact same benefits, and they're drastically different premiums.
Sure.
Well, understanding why, and then taking a look behind the scenes and understanding which one is the best plan for that particular situation. Oftentimes, I have one organization, the business owner was going to do it himself, and he was going to pick a plan that was going to cost him $126,000 a year.
Yeah.
And When we looked at the employee group and we looked at the network of doctors within the employee group, we were able to find a plan with better coverage that was only about $26,000 a year. So almost
It's crazy, yeah.
that owner doing it themselves almost made a $100,000 mistake.
Yeah, no, that's crazy, and that's one of the big benefits of working with someone like you, or working with you and having you walk through the different options available and seeing how you can make it better for them. So I was going to ask you as well, if someone's watching at home, they're interested, they're a business owner, they're interested in learning more about health insurance, contacting you, what are the reasons, first off, what are the reasons they should be contacting you? And then second, how do they contact you as well?
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why people should contact me is we not only help the business owner, Mike, understand what the coverage looks like, but just as important as the actual benefit plan and how you design it is the communication and education for employees. So we sit down one-on-one with each employee and help them understand the coverage and help them understand how the coverage is going to be in their situation. And I think that's unique in the small employer group. So that's the main reason why I think people should work with Benefit Advisors Group. Best way to reach us is get on our website. There's contact information right there, www.benefitadvisorsgrp.com. And of course, my telephone number, Mike, is 978-494-6611.
Perfect. And I've known you for a while, working with our members, working with the different contexts of the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce. What advice do you have for small business owners? What would you tell them about health insurance?
Yeah, the advice I'd give business owners, Mike, is really understand the plan, the coverage, and the network. Because I think people, sometimes business owners come to me or individuals come to me and they say, I want a plan that has no copays and no deductibles. Well, we can do that for you. But you're going to pay an extraordinarily high amount for that. And that benefit doesn't necessarily offset the cost of the increased premium. So we work with folks to help them understand their coverage, help them understand their health background and their current health situation to help plan for the future. We don't know what's around the next corner.
Yeah.
And we like to say it's your health, your wealth, worry less, heal more. And we don't want somebody to go through the financial stress when they have a health situation. So it's not only the health insurance and the major medical, but there are other policies that maybe we can build into it that help protect people's financial wellness.
Sure.
And that's why we say it's the intersection of your health coverage and your financial wellness.
Yeah, the key is being prepared for, hopefully you don't have to worry about it, but if you have to, you're prepared. You don't have to worry about that on top of everything else, so that makes a huge difference. You mentioned benefits. You mentioned benefits a little bit. What type of benefits are you talking about for the different employees?
Yeah, so there's obviously the health insurance, there's dental, something that's very hard to come by for small businesses, particularly with businesses with 15 or fewer employees, is vision. We work with a carrier that we can do vision through payroll. We also have accident indemnity, which I call stupid insurance. If you have an accidental injury, this plan pays you money. So a good reason to have that is it can be used to help offset your deductibles and your copays. Something that folks don't understand is out there is critical illness and cancer coverage that can help you pay your bills, not just your health insurance bills. But if I have a cancer diagnosis, Mike, and I have to go to chemotherapy, somebody needs to take me to chemotherapy. If that's my spouse, then that person is missing their income.
Sure.
So we build plans in that not only help cover your financial protection from your copays and deductibles, but also to pay what I call your mug, your mortgage, your utilities, and your groceries. Disability may or may not be something that folks have a need for. And then, of course, group life insurance. For a lot of small employers, their employees, nobody has probably talked to them about health insurance. So we can offer a small business a group life insurance policy to offer to their employees, either employer paid or employee paid.
No, it's all great information. It's why it's important to talk with you and learn about those different benefits, learn about those different opportunities. And I'm just curious, for the people watching at home, you mentioned, I know, 15 and less, but what type of businesses you work with, what type of size businesses you work with, what are the restrictions, anything like that?
Yeah, so on the healthcare side, primarily businesses with 50 or fewer employees, which will do the health insurance. 50.
Yeah.
50 or fewer. On some of the ancillary benefits, we can go as high as, as high as the ceiling is. But typically, we're working in that small employer space, 50 or fewer. For some benefits, we could go higher.
Okay. Andy, I want to say thank you again for being part of the show today as well. As we start to close out, I want you to tell everyone at home just how to contact you again.
Yeah, best way to reach me is www.benefitadvisorsgroup. or 978-494-6611.
And as we continue to close, I just want to ask you again, tell everyone at home again why they should contact you, who the people are who should be contacting you, anything you'd like to add like that.
Yeah, we work with, again, individuals and families, sole proprietors, small businesses, as well as seniors on Medicare. People should contact us because we're an independent broker. We work with multiple carriers, and we really sit down to help you understand where that intersection of your financial wellness and your health coverage is.
And, health insurance just seems to be becoming more and more important year by year as we continue to watch. What are the changes in health insurance that you've seen continuing to evolve as we go in the future?
Yeah, a lot of consolidation in the marketplace. Carriers are emerging, carriers are reducing the number of plans available. So, what happens when a carrier merges or when a carrier changes plans, they migrate you over to a plan that they think is best. And that's a situation where you should be talking to someone to make sure that plan they're migrating you over to is still the best option for you and your family.
Oh, it's great. It's great information to have, and again, you want to stay on top of this stuff, and that's why working with you helps, because you're able to keep them on track of that and not let them get behind, because health insurance, as we mentioned, is becoming more and more important. The last question I'm going to ask you is, small businesses, we have a lot of them in the Merrimack Valley Chamber. We have a lot that you work with as well. If someone at home is looking to start their own business or just started a small business and they have employees, how long should they wait until they get health insurance covered?
Yeah, I think that depends on the industry, the type of employee you're looking to attract and retain. And, again, it goes back to the culture that you're trying to build. Everyone is having a hard time attracting employees these days. Yep. And that's where we're seeing more and more businesses have an interest in offering the health coverage. So it's having a conversation, understanding what does that look like, what am I required to offer and contribute, and what's the best way to go about that. Businesses can do it on their own, but it doesn't cost them anything to use a broker.
Sure.
So use the broker, help the broker understand your culture, your employee group, and ultimately what you're trying to build as your business, both today and what your long-term goals are.
No, that's great. So, Andy, I just want to say thank you again. We appreciate you working with all of our members, all of our contacts to get them the health insurance they need, the different plans they need, the benefits as well. And you're there for the community also, I just want to reiterate. So, one more time, just tell them your contact information as we close out the program.
Yeah, on the web, www.benefitadvisorsgrp.com, or by telephone, 978-494-6611.
Thank you again, Andy. We appreciate being part of the show today. We want to thank you all for being part of the show and another edition of the Merrimack Valley Chamber Means Business program. To learn more about the Chamber, please visit merrimackvalleychamber.com. We're all throughout social media at Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce, and you can always give us a call at 978-686-0900. But thank you again for being part of the show. Thank you, Andy, as well, and we look forward to seeing you all next time. Thank you.